What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Erasure. We're going back to their sophomore album, The Circus, again. This is from 1987. I'm very much looking forward to this tune because we're up to the title track. I mentioned it when I reacted to Sometimes, that, the circus, it's a concept which can be taken a number of different ways, but, I was thinking about it in the minutes when I was getting ready to shoot this video. I was thinking that in one respect, circus, it's full of noise and bright lights and a lot of people, different attractions, things trying to capture your attention, make you spend money and so on. So it speaks to the cacophony, confusion, and sort of multitude of people that, living in the modern human world entails. But I was thinking also, the circus, it relates to, in many respects, many games and fun houses and things that you will find at a circus relate to like perception and sort of like either distorting it, such as with the like crazy mirrors that make you look taller or shorter, or like scrunch your features and so on. Or there's like glass houses where like you think you're about to walk through a hallway, but it's actually just a mirror and you have to figure out the right path. The games that you like play are designed to like look easy to play, but then when you like try to play them, they're actually hard to win some of the prizes, or at least the ones that like have prizes worth winning. So all these things that I'm saying right here, I feel like could be metaphors in relation to the world of intimate relationships, romance, just interpersonal relations more generally. So yeah, I was thinking about the way in which circuses relate to like altering perception in a way that again benefits the game and the people who run the games and the people who like operate the circus. So that last part is, I think, maybe a bit harder to apply in a very specific sort of metaphorical way. But again, I was thinking about it's not just about the bright lights and the noises and lots of different people, and maybe you'll meet someone there and so on, and hopefully you get through the event without sort of getting sick and so on, like going on a ride and getting sick. Again, all these things I think can be metaphors. But I was thinking about also that your perception isn't always clear when you're at a carnival or a circus, and part of that is on purpose because it's part of the like experience of going on some of the attractions, or even trying to play some of the games. So yeah, we'll see if and again, like circus, I suppose, like I'm thinking more carnival, but like circus I suppose also relates to like official entertainment, whether it's with like animals or clowns or whatever. It's this like a presentation, not just where you're walking around to different booths, but where there's like a particular event that's sort of with the ringleader, the circus leader, and so on. Whether he's a lion tamer or she's a like a dancer or whatever it is, or again like a group of clowns. So I suppose it could be about like perceiving like society as being all about all this hullabaloo and all these performances, people performing out in society and so on, and you observing it. I feel like any of those interpretations is as likely as any other. We'll have to see if any of them are on point, or if those are all tangential to the actual meaning. As I always say, especially when I do speculations about titles for songs I haven't heard, or at least I think I haven't heard, which I just specified because I mentioned before, Erasure from the 80s, it is entirely likely that some of these songs, and indeed as I've gone through, there's been a few here and there that I have been familiar with once they started. But yeah, so as I go through the catalog, it's interesting to think about the degree to which a number of their songs I've been in a sort of remotely accurate sort of territory when I thought about the lyrics beforehand, but in other cases I've been completely off point. So and then in some cases, I'm trying to remember which one it is. It's one I just reacted to. Man, I wish I could remember the title. But it was the one where like, oh, it was like Wave Goodbye, or was it My Heart So Blue? I think it was My Heart So Blue, but it was about like waving goodbye to something, and I was thinking like, oh, it's about an opportunity or a relationship that you're trying to put to bed so that you can sort of gather yourself and proceed onward. But so was it Seb? Someone pointed out that like, oh well, it could be like they're talking about like a ceremony. It seems like it might be a funeral. And in that sense, like, oh, there's someone missing from the crowd and so on, and it's like, oh man, like, could it be that like the person is feeling so blue that they like want to, off themselves and they want to remove themselves from the world, and that's like the absence that's, being put to bed before, I guess the rest of the world can move on. So that was an experience where I was like, oh wow, that's like a really like profound interpretation that I didn't consider even after listening to the track. So again, like none of my interpretations are definitive, and many of them will surely omit like possible and intriguing interpretations. So again, let me know if you have a different take on this, or let me know if you have a specific understanding of this one. But yeah, without further verbosity on my part, we shall begin. This is The Circus on the album of the same name by Erasure. I almost said Depeche Mode. By Erasure, 1987. In my defense, Vince Clarke is involved. So. It sounds like a circus.
Call it new technology, and they use it to burn, and they show no concern.
Oh. Okay.
Work for their prosperity. While the big wheels turn, now it's too late to learn.
This feels more like social commentary than interpersonal stuff.
Upset teacher, though we know he lies. Don't upset the preacher, he's gonna close his eyes. For you,
Oh, the string.
shame, but you're so afraid. Just to walk away to in the pouring rain.
I like the sort of like reggae or ska like key rhythm.
Putting back the pieces of the broken dream.
I love this. It's a bit darker.
Working in the stream. Now the workers moved on, and the factory's gone. See them sell your history, where once you were strong and you used to belong. There was once a future for a working man. There was once a lifetime for a skillful man. Yesterday, it's a shame that you're so
I love this
afraid.
part.
Just to work away to in the pouring rain. Putting back the pieces of a broken dream. Putting back the pieces of a broken Don't upset the teacher, though we know he lied to you. Don't upset the preacher, he's gonna close his eyes for you. It's a shame that you're so afraid. Just to walk away to in the pouring rain. Putting back the pieces of a broken dream.
Sonically, this is one of my favorites so far.
Desperate despair, is there anyone who cares?
Lyrically, I'm still trying to piece it together.
Tragedy, just a personal affair in a room somewhere. There was once a future for a working man.
I mean, it feels like almost like a Luddite lament.
Once a lifetime,
The value of the working man is not held to be much of anything anymore. But there's more to it than that going on here.
it's a shame that you're so afraid.
Because it's like,
just to walk away to you.
don't upset the teacher, don't upset the preacher, because he'll close his eyes toward you and so on.
Putting back the pieces of a broken dream. Putting back the pieces of a broken dream.
The broken dream is like, is it the, a dream that where like humans are valued and treated with worth? Yeah, sonically, that's one of my favorites so far. It had a bit of a dark touch, even as it was light in other sections, and in that way, it sort of reminded me a bit of Ship of Fools. But yeah, again, there's a couple layers of the lyrics where I'm not fully sure if I'm hearing it right. Like, again, it felt like it was sort of a lament for, the working, not just, men, but like working class folk in the modern era where they're being replaced by automation and sort of, factory style production with, robotic machinery and so on. But there was clearly more going on there, because again, he's talking about the interaction between people and preachers and teachers, and so in a way it felt like it was about, again, the devaluing of modern humans in the circus of modern life, in the sense that you're taught to go to school, learn, but don't really make waves or try to challenge your teacher or anything. Just kind of do what they say, and you'll get your certificate at the end of it, and then just trust what the religious and cultural authorities are telling you, because that why else would they be there other than to guide you and lead you, and eventually you'll get that job where it'll be a 9-to-5 job, and you'll get enough money to maybe eke out a sort of modest existence, and again, don't rock the boat or anything, just work for 40 years and you'll get your small pension and so on. It felt a little bit like you're being put through the circus of modern life, but there's enough lines in there that are I feel like they could be more targeted and more specific. So bottom line, I don't think a lot of what I was thinking at the beginning, which was more maybe about the world of dating and the world of trying to make connections with other people, this felt a bit more broad. As I said, I was thinking more interpersonal and romantic, and then within a couple verses it was wait, this feels more like social commentary, more like a critique of the state of affairs of the world today. So yeah, let me know if you have an angle on this. Let me know if you do have a detailed interpretation. Let me know what you think of the sonics. I really enjoyed the sonics. A couple of those parts in particular where the high sort of synth melody was working in conjunction with the strings, and it was just this really rich melodic tapestry. So yeah, shout out to Vince Clarke again, shout out to Andy Bell. I just really enjoy these guys' music, especially as I've come to see in the handful of occasions where the music is sort of moody and kind of, again, a bit of a flash of dark, in addition to sort of the bright sonics that I've come to associate them with more broadly. So yeah, top tune. Let me know what you think. Other than that, I will see you next time.